Imagine this. It's 2:14 a.m. You're lying in the dark, the blue light of your smartphone burning into your retinas like a miniature malevolent sun. Your thumb is moving in a repetitive rhythmic flick, the infinite scroll. You aren't even reading the content anymore. You're just looking for a hit, a funny raccoon, a political outrage, a notification bubble. Your eyes are dry. Your soul is tired, but you can't stop. Why? Because you aren't the player in this game. You are the livestock. You have been successfully rewired into a human slot machine, and the house is currently harvesting your dopamine for profit. Welcome to the operating system of the modern addict. Today, we're debugging the biological glitches that turned your high-performance brain into a malfunctioning gambling terminal. We're breaking down the software of why maybe is the most dangerous word in the human language. Let's get one thing straight. Everything you think you know about dopamine is wrong. Society calls it the pleasure chemical. Nah. That's a low-tier marketing myth. Dopamine isn't about the reward, it's about the hunt. It's the chemical of pursuit, not the chemical of satisfaction. Your brain releases this stuff when you anticipate something good, not when you actually get it. It's motivation in liquid form. Think about it. When you pull down to refresh your feed, that spike in your chest isn't because the new post is good, it's because it might be. That might is the glitch. Your brain mistakenly treats the hunt for the goal as the goal itself. You are running Stone Age firmware that was optimized to find rare berry bushes in a savanna, but you're using it to find likes on a screen. You're starving for meaning, but your brain is addicted to the menu. How did the tech giants turn a piece of glass in your pocket into a casino? They used a mechanism called a variable reward schedule. This is the slot machine model. If a slot machine paid out every single time, you'd get bored and leave. If it never paid out, you'd quit. But if it pays out randomly, that's where the obsession lives. Your brain can't tell the difference between almost winning and actually winning. A near miss on a gamble or a post that almost goes viral triggers the same dopamine spike as a jackpot. This is intermittent reinforcement. It turns your life into a game of chance, where the possibility of affection or validation is more addictive than the thing itself. You keep pulling the lever, scrolling, swiping, checking, because your survival circuitry interprets the randomness as a pattern that needs to be solved. It's not solvable. It's a loop. Let's talk about your social media firmware. Every like, comment, and share is a token. Every notification is a bell ringing in your digital casino. You think you're connecting with people? Wrong. You're performing for an invisible audience that you've authorized to decide your self-worth. The math is brutal. When a post flops, your brain registers it as a personal rejection, a prehistoric death sentence. When it explodes, you get a micro hit of validation, but because these hits are unpredictable, you become a phantom vibration addict. You feel your phone buzz in your pocket when nothing happened. That's your nervous system running predictive software on your dopamine cravings. You are literally hallucinating relevance because your brain would rather be wrong than miss a hit. You've handed the remote control of your emotions to an algorithm that views your attention as livestock. Modern tech exploits a biological glitch called novelty chasing. Your brain evolved to reward exploration because finding new resources helped you survive the winter. Apps like TikTok and Tinder have weaponized this. Every swipe is a micro hit of maybe. There's always someone new to see, something different to experience, another level to reach. But here's the hardware failure. Novelty itself triggers dopamine, but it fades instantly. This pushes you toward the next hit and the next until your dopamine receptors become fatigued. This is downregulation. Your brain shuts down receptors to protect itself from the flood. Suddenly, real-world intimacy and actual conversations feel boring or disappointing because they can't compete with the engineered stimulation of the fantasy loop. You are starving in a room full of digital junk food. You think you're safe because you aren't a degenerate gamer or a doom scroller? Think again. Welcome to work and productivity addiction. Hustle culture is just another skin on the same slot machine. Crossing a task off your list gives you a completion hit. Working late makes you feel valuable. But when you're under constant pressure, your brain floods with a cocktail of dopamine, cortisol, and adrenaline. This blend feels like being alive and important, but it's actually just your nervous system staying activated in a permanent state of emergency. You stop working to achieve goals and start working to avoid the withdrawal of sitting still. Vacation makes you anxious. Rest feels like a character flaw. You've turned your career into a high-stakes poker game where the only way to feel okay is to keep betting your time until you break. When the world gets too loud, your brain looks for an off switch. These are the comfort-numbing addictions: alcohol, opioids, and benzodiazepines. They promise a chemical blanket over the noise. Alcohol boosts GABA, the brain's brake pedal, while suppressing glutamate, the gas pedal. It artificially hits the brakes on your anxiety. But your brain isn't stupid. It sees the outside help and stops producing its own calming chemicals. Then the rebound hits. When the substance wears off, your stress response fires back twice as hard. Anxiety that wasn't there before arrives with a vengeance. You drink again, not for the high, but just to stop the low the last dose created. You aren't chasing pleasure anymore. You're just trying to pay the interest on a chemical debt you can never settle. We are living in an era of information addiction. You feel productive because you're staying informed, but really, you're just a node in a memory leak. Every headline, every 15-second video, every breaking news alert is a micro-dopamine hit. Your brain's default mode network, the part that helps you process thoughts and emotions, never gets to turn on because you're constantly consuming. You've trained your neural pathways to expect stimulation every few seconds. This has destroyed your focus hardware. Every time you switch tabs or check a notification, you force your mind to restart its focus process from zero. That restart costs time, but more importantly, it kills momentum. You are trying to run a 4K focus mode on a system clogged with Sidemen Among Us clips and Sidemen React's background noise. You've traded your ability to think deeply for a battle pass of trivia that will be deleted by next Tuesday. Why do you buy things you don't need? Because of the brand loyalty tax. Your amygdala treats a designer logo or a luxury car as a survival signal, a way to show you have status in the tribe. But the bank account treats it as a wealth transfer to a corporation. You are paying extra for the privilege of being manipulated. You think you're the main character because you have the newest iPhone, but really you're just an NPC following a script written by a marketing department in California. They use scarcity marketing, only 3 left, to flip your brain into survival mode. You aren't buying a product, you're reacting to a manufactured resource threat. You're paying for a capitalism battle pass just to look like the person you wish you were, in a zip code that doesn't even know your name. You aren't broken, you're just interestingly patched by a system that wants you tired and compliant. To take your brain back, you have to run a manual override on your biology. 1. Stop dopamine stacking. Don't scroll TikTok while you eat while listening to a podcast. You're spiking your baseline so high that normal life starts to feel like literal physical pain. 2. Use boring breaks. When you rest, actually rest. Stare at the ceiling. Make tea. Give your mind space to recompile its language drivers. 3. Dopamine loading. Do the hard, boring tasks in the morning when your baseline is reset. No phone in bed. That first scroll is a lag spike for your entire day. 4. The 2-minute rule. Your brain exaggerates how painful a task will be. Just do it for 2 minutes. Prove to your hardware that hard work isn't a predator trying to eat you. 5. Dopamine detox. Take a short reset. Remove the artificial stimulation until silence starts to feel nice again. Rewire what your brain rewards you for, from instant gratification to meaningful progress. The world is a casino, and your brain is the most profitable machine on the floor. It uses your primal instincts, your need for status, your fear of rejection, and your craving for novelty to keep you pulling the lever for rewards that don't exist. You can stay a high-functioning prisoner of an algorithm designed to farm your energy, or you can test the lock and realize the door was never actually closed. You are the architect of your own momentum engine. Stop trading your gold for gum. If you've realized that your phone is actually a slot machine, or if this breakdown helped you see the code behind your addictions, hit the like button and subscribe. It tells the algorithm that you're waking up and you're no longer just another NPC in the tutorial. Comment below, what is the one cheap dopamine hit you're deleting from your firmware today?